Hey dudes, it's Marty from Needlebuff Farms, and today I wasn't going to do my inspection today, but I saw a whole lot of activity. We've had below freezing weather for the last 4 or 5 days in a row. So now that I've seen the bees out and active, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open them up, make sure they're not quite ready to swarm yet, feed them some pollen and nectar if they need it, but it looks like they're gathering quite a bit, so we should be okay. But I might give it to them anyways because I'm a real nice guy. So the birds are out, the bees are out, so you know what time it is. It's time to rip the roofs off their houses. So let's get in it. What are we doing, ladies? We're cleaning. Good, good. Okay, I love that. I love that. The pests, big fan. Alrighty. Hey, come here, big fella. Alright, cool. So I like to see go. So, for those of you that don't know, here's the difference between a drone and worker bees. That big fat boy right there, that's one of our boys. And that's good because that means the queen has started laying all the types of eggs that she's gonna lay for the year. Feeling pretty good. We're probably gonna see some capped queen cells, but it was kind of cold, so might have to wait another week, you know? Nature's weird like that. Come on, tripod. There we go. Oh boy. Oh boy, I'm unscrewing everything. Give me one sec, fellas. There we go. Oh yeah, oh yeah. A little puffage. See a lot of drones up here like that. So hopefully y'all can hear me over there. This is my least favorite part of beekeeping. It's when I get to mess up their entire like floor plan that they've laid out for themselves when I do my inspection here. So I know I ripped a bunch of hive on y'all's side. I don't know, haven't seen it yet. Oh my gosh, there's nothing there. Fantastic. So the reason there is nothing here right now is because I'll show you this other hive here, or this other frame. It's been drawn so far out that there's actually no room for them to draw the wax and the honeycomb out here. So that's why you have to do your inspection and continue to kind of tear it up even though you don't really want to. But they're looking real healthy and I like that. So in my last inspection, I did see this frame was drawn out like this, and I actually left it out because, like, instead of tearing it down and kind of cleaning it up like I'm supposed to, because what I saw them do is they were compensating with bee math. So, oh, they hate that. Whoops. Anyways, so they're compensating with bee math. So they have perfect hexagon shapes in here, but when they make their drones, which are the dude bees, they need slightly bigger hexagons, which doesn't quite fit the format that we're looking for. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, ladies, that's what I like to see. All right, perfect. Everything I wanted to see is on this frame right here. So Here we go. Let me make sure y'all can see it. I'll just hold it back. I'll circle some stuff in my editing. But these are mostly drones. So you'll see laid in there real heavy. I like that. Right up here, there's some honey put in there. This is like a very ideal thing, but at the bottom, that's what I want you to see. So those are swarm cells and they're capped. So that means I don't have a ton of time before the new queens will hatch out, which is why I actually did this inspection today, because I saw some activity that kind of made me a little nervous. So that's good to know that I have a couple more days before I really have to worry about it. But what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna give these guys some pollen and some nectar, help them compensate for the real crappy weather we've had, but it's supposed to be pretty warm like the next 4 or 5 days. So that's when the bee magic would normally happen in nature, but I'm not gonna let that happen. So here's a quick explanation of what is going through my mind. So bees are cold-blooded. That means that they can't regulate their own body temperature. And since they're cold-blooded, if it's below 60 degrees, they can't fly, they can't do normal bee stuff. It's actually 62-ish degrees when I'm doing this inspection. So I was really surprised by the amount of activity that I was seeing, but also had been so cold. I kind of expected them to get out at some point and do some quick foraging before it got cold again. But I wasn't expecting too much to happen during the cold, and I didn't want to leave the roof off of their hive for that whole time because it could cause a lot of the babies to get sick and die because they can't regulate that body heat. And so you want to leave the lid on when it's cold so that the beehive can regulate its own temperature. Okay, so actually, because I've seen what I wanted to see, which was that right there, I don't really need to inspect the rest of this because the surprises that you're always looking for, I already found them. So I'm gonna close this bad boy back up, gonna check on these guys, then I'm gonna come back out here with my pollen and nectar, feed them, and prep my split. And the notorious RPG, let's see how you're doing. So their numbers are up, which is good. That means they're ready for another box. I wanted to use this one just for honey this year, so I'm actually going to put a queen excluder on it. And yeah, just a queen excluder and start putting honey supers on there. The thing I'm not seeing from them, at least I see a ton of bees, which is really good. I'm not seeing any drone activity, which it's not really uncharacteristic. This hive, I've had it for 2 years, so it's about time for that queen to die, just of old age. I'm not going to kill her. Not a big fan of regicide. But she to lay some drones just to make sure she's survivable, but honestly that one is producing enough drones that if they made some queens and they did their maiden flight, they could get bred out here just in the wild, so it shouldn't be too big of a deal. This hive though is always so weird to me. It's just a little slow to grow, but I like them the most. They got a lot of fun colors in here. They seem to be a lot more chill than all my other hives are. My other ones are a little angsty sometimes, but this one not so much. It's super relaxed. Bringing in a lot of pollen, a lot of nectar. I saw this frame here actually was covered in honey, so that's good. Means they're not about to starve. And these two have the most activity, so one of them has the queen on it, probably. Yeah, ladies, grab it. Okay, yeah, there we go. So they've got some drones here, so they're prepping. They're just a little slow. But yeah, unfortunately, queen is not laying as well as she had, so I think her time has probably come. So, I mean, this frame is actually full of larvae. But yeah, she's just a little older, so it's about time that she's gonna get replaced anyways. So hopefully they give me another queen that's chill like she was. And actually she's a big fat yellow bee, so she's pretty easy to see when I see her. Come on ladies, let me in there. They're being uncharacteristically testy today, so don't really like that. I don't see any pests that should be making them like that. We may have already lost our queen, but let's hope not. Kinda odd, I don't see her here. I see what it is. They're actually running out of food. So these guys are starving a little bit, but they're out harvesting today. So by the end of the day, they should be good to go. I'm gonna bring them some food out in a little bit too, and that should help them relax a little bit. It's not me robbing them of their last little bit, so should be okay. Alright, they got a couple solid bricks of brood here, so maybe they're not doing as bad as I thought they were. Not seeing the queen though, and these guys are acting kind of weird, so I'm gonna have a hard time seeing the queen. They are gorging honey right now. Look out, ladies. Look out. Look out. It's okay. It's okay. It's me, the guy that brings the snackies. Alright. Actually, this queen is killing it. Sorry I spoke bad of you wherever you are, RBG. You're doing real well. You are massing bees in here. I'm killing myself with this smoker. Blow it over there somewhere. Oh, smoke follows beauty, you know. Put it way over there. mean, but I'm not gonna leave this open and mess with them like that right now. I'm just gonna close this sucker back up. I'll be out in a little bit, give them some food, and they should be a lot better. I want to do a more thorough inspection, but it is only like 50 degrees out here, so it's right on the cusp of them even being able to be active like this. So I really don't want to leave it open and get them all cold inside, possibly kill all the brood that they're working on. Yeah, so that was a good inspection. We're gonna come out here in a little bit and feed them, and then I'm gonna work on that split.